So when we read in the Bible, we find out that Paul was once named Saul. God had this way, and still sometimes has this way, of changing a person's name, whether you've been in a bad situation or whether you've made a bad situation. Um, he is taken captive. They think that he is Jewish, which he is. He's talking to the commander. It says, "May I speak to you? Can you speak Greek?" And he says, "I am a Jew from Tarsus." He had a mob after him and he wanted to speak to the mob. Listen to what he says. He testifies about himself. "Brethren and fathers, hear my defense before you." And when they heard that he spoke to them in Hebrew language, they kept all the more silent. "I am indeed a Jew born in Tarsus of Sicily. I'm not good with a speech, guys, sorry. But brought up in the city at the feet of Gamaliel, taught according to the strictness of our father's law, and was zealous toward God as you are all today." So he was against God. "I persecuted this way to death, binding and delivering into prisons both men and women, as also the high priest bears me witness, and all the council of the elders, from whom I also received letters to the brethren, and went to Damascus to bring in chains even those who were there in Jerusalem to be punished." So he's laying it all out. This is the bad man that I was. This is who I was. "Now it happened, as I journeyed, I came near Damascus at about noon. Suddenly a great light from heaven shone around me, so encompassed me. And I fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to me, 'Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?' So I answered, 'Who are you, Lord?' And he said to me, 'I am Jesus of Nazareth, who you are persecuting.' And those who were with me indeed saw the light and were afraid, but they did not hear the voice that spoke to me. So I said, 'What shall I do, Lord?' And the Lord said to me, 'Arise and go into Damascus, and there you will be told all the things in which you are appointed to do.'" First of all, Saul did all these things. He knew he was a bad man in the eyes of the Lord. He wanted to repent. Okay? So that takes you doing some movement on your part. When he got there, he met a man named Ananias, who was a devout man of God. Now, when he got there, he was able to see the scales, as they call it, was off his eyes, because for a brief moment when all this happened, he was blinded. He was blinded until he got there. So Ananias tells him he's been chosen by God. He will be the witness to other people because you've come from this and now you're going to this. God's going to bring you through. He's going to show you how to do it. "Oh, son, do you know? I mean, we know these people. We know these kinds of people. We're not going to believe that they've changed until there's a drastic measure taken in their lifestyle, taken in the way that they do things." So this should be hope for all of you out there, no matter if someone's done something to you or whether you're somebody who used to be that way and you're trying to be something else. It's going to take a little bit of struggle. There's going to be people that don't believe you. Either one of those scenarios, there's going to be someone that doesn't believe that you're not that way anymore, that you're not that victim, or that you're not the bad guy anymore. You have a choice. You can listen to this voice, and do what he did. He wanted to be Paul. He didn't want to be Saul anymore. He didn't want to be that person anymore. So not only did he change his name, but he changed everything about him. He changed his entire lifestyle. And it turned out for the good. We all know how all the different things that Paul had to go through. He went through a lot of stuff, but he went through persecutions and he got through them because God was with him. He was faithful. I hope that this helps someone out there. I hope that there's a lot to the story. You can go to Acts 22 and read the rest of it. Go back farther to 21 and see how it all came about. The scales coming off his eyes, him being changed from Paul to Saul, or Saul to Paul. Got to get the right one there. And all his lifestyle, all the different things that he did. He didn't do them for himself. He did it because he had a changed heart. He wanted to be different. You are loved and you are worthy. Every day that you're alive is a blessing. And remember, it's also a day that you can change. Change one thing at a time. One thing at a time, one step at a time. You didn't get the way you are. You didn't get in the situation that you're in. Sometimes because it wasn't your fault. Sometimes it was. And if it was your fault, you always have that option to change. And even if it wasn't your fault, you have the option to change. You make little decisions every day that help your life to be better. You are loved and you are worthy.